Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Monday the 6th of May 2024. It's a holiday here in Thailand, another public holiday here in Thailand. We have so many of them. I have to do some work, so not really a holiday for me. What's going on in the game of Sudoku? This is a Monday, so that means it's a learner's day for the game of Sudoku in the Guardian. That means it's what they call easy and I call super easy, and I use this as a beginner's example day, so I will be explaining how to play the game of Sudoku and how to find the digits. So even if you've never played before, you'll be able to do that. Before that, I'd like to talk about changing language. Languages change over periods of time. If you look at Shakespearean language and compare it to modern English, you'll find there are lots and lots and lots of differences. Some of it is almost incomprehensible in places. But the changes in language can occur in a couple of different ways. They can be something that is kind of organic, if you like, so that when people add new words, somebody coins a new phrase or word and they add it to their language, and it's picked up by people and incorporated because they like it and enjoy it. And also different ways of phrasing things also can happen in the same way. That's kind of organic change. And then there's the imposed top-down kind of change. For example, in The Guardian, I really detest the way that they have now changed their style so that any word that is an acronym that used to be all capital letters is now a capital only on the first letter. For example, ICE in the US, that's the immigration control people, right? It used to be ICE. Now is ICE with a capital I, and that can make it really difficult to read in certain aspects, because if you're unfamiliar with the acronym, this can make it really difficult at times. So I detest that. I think it's a bad change. I wish The Guardian had never made it. But anyway, they have. I mention this because in Harrogate they have announced that all street signs will no longer contain any special characters. Special characters meaning ampersands and apostrophes, hyphens as well, that kind of stuff. The reason they gave is because it's difficult to add into a database. Well, why not make your database accept other characters, I think, rather than trying to impose the hyphenless world upon us. Now, I understand, from people who are not grammarians or whatever, that they don't care about it. But it can make a huge amount of difference. Now, this is only street signs, but of course, I think it's probably the beginning of a slippery slope. We may eventually lose the apostrophe. There are some changes I would be in favour of. For example, spellings, English spellings are so outrageously ludicrous at times. Simpler spelling might be a useful addition, but I think removing the apostrophe from street signs, as has been happening in Harrogate in the north of England, is not a good idea. And apparently there are people who agree that it's not a good idea, and they've gone around painting hyphens back into street signs where the local council has omitted them because it's their latest policy. So good luck to the apostrophe warriors there. I'm on your side, I think, on this particular battle. And that's about the only battle I want to talk about today, because the other news is far too depressing. Right, let's get on with the game of Sudoku. So how do we play this game? We've got 9 squares across in every row in this 9x9 grid. So that will also tell you that we've got 9 squares down in each column here. And we also have 9 squares in each of these small sectors. And look, here's a completely empty sector with no numbers inside it. But you'll see everything else has at least 1 or more digits. And what is the object of the game? The object of the game is to fill up every empty square with a number, lowest number 1, highest number 9, and the numbers must not be repeated within the row, the column, or the block, since there are 9 squares in the column, the row, and the block. Okay, we use logic to find the answer. Logic, you say? I thought it was a game of mathematics. No, nothing to do with maths. It's purely a game of logic. So how do we go about finding the answer? Well, let's take this block up here. Now we can see that we have 9 and 6 in these squares here, so we don't have to worry about anything in those squares. We don't yet have a digit 5, but we can actually place a 5 here. Now how do we go about it? Well, we look at other 5s that are around in the grid. Now there are 3 5s and they're all relevant in this case. Because we have 5 in this column already, it means that 5 can't reappear in this column, so none of these 3 squares can be 5. And we have 5 in this column already, so neither of these 2 squares can be 5. And we have 5 in this row, so this square here, in fact, none of these 3 squares can be 5. This is a double no-no. Double no-no, that would be 4 no's, that can't be right. Anyway, we have left ourselves just one empty square, and so we know that the 5 appears there because it can't go anywhere else, right? Now we'll take that 5 that we just placed, because now it's going to help us find 5 in this block here, because 5 now stops those 2 squares from being a 5, and 5 up here stops these 3 squares from being a 5. And again, one empty square, we know the 5 goes there. Got the idea? Okay, that's basically all you need to play today's game, the beginner level game. You just need to understand that, and a few kind of slight variations of it. Right, so let's see what else we can do. Now it's just a game of looking, really. You have to keep looking at stuff. Okay, down here we don't have, in this block down here we don't have digit 9. We've got some numbers filled in already, 1, 2, 5 and 7 filled in, but let's see the surrounding 9s. So we have 9 blocking down here, 9 blocking down here, and 9 across there. So that's going to give us 9 in this one white square that's available, and we're going to use that digit again, say blocking these 3 squares here, 9 blocking over here, and 9 blocking down here, which means that that's going to be a 9 there. Right? Now 1 blocks across here like this, and 1 blocks across here like this. So in this particular section, that's the only available square for a digit 1. Now if we check out this row here, we'll find that we have 2 numbers left to complete the whole series. We've got 1, 2, 3, there's no 4, 5, 6, 7, there's no 8, and 9. So 4 and 8 must be the missing numbers that appear in these 2 empty squares. This square and this square must contain 4 or 8. So let's see if we've got any help on deciding which is which, and the answer is yes, we do, because we can see this 8 up here, right? So we know that this can't be 8 because now 8 blocks everything down here. So we know that that's going to be 8, and now there's only one number left for the whole series, and that's 4. And so we've completed a row down here like this. Okay, that row is now finished, no more to find in that row. Okay, now there are 3 empty squares here. We've got 1, 2, 4, 5, 7 and 9. So the missing numbers, the numbers we don't have yet, are 3, 6 and 8. 3, 6 and 8 must be the numbers that appear in here. Now actually I want to show you this way round first. I know I can just see the 3 across there, that's going to give 3 down there, but I want to do something else instead. 3, 6 and 8 are in those squares there. You might notice that 3 and 6 are in the same column. 2 out of 3 of the numbers are in the same column. So we know that this square can't be 3 and can't be 6, and therefore must be 8, because it's only 3, 6 and 8 that are missing. So I know that the 8 goes there. Now I'll do the 3 across there. There's the 3 and there's the 6 to finish. Now the missing 2 numbers in this block here, the numbers we don't have, are 4 and 5. We have everything else in this block. 4 and 5, can you see a 4 or a 5 that will help us? I think you've seen it already. There's a 4 up here saying this can't be 4. So that's going to be 4. And that's going to be the last number that we need for this block, which is 5. Now over here we are missing 5 and 7 in this row. And I think there's a 5 up here blocking down here. So we know that that is going to be our 5. And now we can finish this row with a 7 because it's the last number that we need here. We'll have a look down here, see if we can do anything about this. What's missing? We're missing 4, 6 and 8? And the answer is yes, we certainly can find the numbers here. First of all, 4 is missing, right? We don't have 4. So you can either look in this block or you can look across here, but you'll find it's 4, 6 and 8 for this block, 4, 6 and 8 for this row, same thing. Now we can see 4 blocking down here and 4 blocking down here, so that means that this square here has to be 4. And now we're left with 6 and 8, and we can see the 8 blocking down here, which puts the 8 into that square, and finally we have a 6 here. Now if this is the first time you've ever played Sudoku and you're not clear about what's going on, or it seems too fast, you can watch it again, of course, replay the video, do me in slow motion if you like, but you know, watch it again until you get it clear. But I promise you, once you've got it, you'll go, oh yeah, of course, it's really not that tough. Okay, we've got 6 blocking down here and 6 up here, and that's going to put 6 into that square there. And now we have 2 numbers missing from this column, and the missing numbers are 2 and not 9, I made a mistake there, 2 and 3. 2 and 3 we need to get. Now, is there any help on 2 or 3? The answer this time is no. There's no 2s or 3s over here that will help us. So we can't fill in those squares yet. We have to leave those and come back later. What's missing from here and here? 2 and 7 in this block. Do we have any 2s or 7s? No, we don't. So we've got to look somewhere else. And as I say, it's a game of looking, really. There are 3 missing digits down here. Shall we see what's missing? We don't yet have 1, we don't yet have 5, and we don't yet have 6. Now we can do something about that because, oh sorry, we do have 5. I apologize. It's 1, 3 and 6 that's missing. Sorry, 1, 3 and 6 that goes in these squares. And yes, we can do something about that because we've got 3 and 6 in the same row. And so this is going to be 1 because it can't be 3 and it can't be 6. And that leaves us 3 and 6 in those squares, which we can't solve just yet. Right, now we have 5 available in this block here, because 5 blocks up here, 5 blocks across there, giving us a 5 there. And then we'll take 5 across here, 5 across here, 5 up here, and 5 down here. So we can finally find a digit in this completely empty block here. The first number in that block is a 5, and it goes there. Now we don't have a 1 in this row here, but I've noticed that there are a couple of 1s here and here that will block 2 squares. One blocking here, one blocking here. So the only available square for a 1 to be positioned in this row is here. 1 has to go there. Now the missing numbers on the ends here are 3 and 7. And if we look, we'll spot a 3 here, blocking that from becoming a 3. So we know that the 3 must be here and the 7 must be there. Now here's something I want to show you. Oh, I don't need to, but I was going to show you something. Now actually, if you see what's missing up here, you'll find it's a 7. I was going to show you a slightly different way. I just realized that I can't show it to you without showing you that first. But 7 blocks up here, so it means that we know that 7 can't be in this square, right? Now that also means that in this section here, 7 is going to be in one of these 3 squares, which will block up there. And so 7 blocks here, and the invisible 7 will block up here, and that will give me 7 there. But there was no need for that after all. So never mind. 8 blocks this square, that's going to give us an 8 there, and the last digit to find here is a 6. And now there's only one number missing here, which is a 3. We need a 3 in this column. If you think I'm finding the numbers quickly, it's just from having played the game quite a lot. I'm not doing anything magic. Other people find the numbers much quicker than me, I promise. 3 goes there. We have 3 going up here and up here. That puts a 3 into that square. 3 across here and 3 up here puts a 3 into that square, and that's the last digit, 3. There are no more 3s to be found. Now we have 4 blocking across here, 4 down here, and 4 up here. So in this central block, which we're gradually filling up, we know that a 4 must appear in that square. And we can also say 4 blocking up here, and across there will give me a 4 in that square. I've just noticed there's one empty square in this column here. What is it that we need? Is it a 2? I think it is a 2 that we need for this column. We don't have a 2 yet, so let's put the 2 in there. 2 blocks across here and 2 blocks up here. So there's a 2 there, 2 blocks up here, that gives us 2 here, 2 blocks across here and down here. So there's a 2 there, and 2 blocks across here and across here. And that will give us a 2 there, and there are no more 2's to find. There's one empty square in this block, that's going to be a 7. We have 7 blocking up here and 7 down here. There's a 7, 7 blocking across here. You see I'm using the numbers that I'm just placing here to find the next digit. Missing number here is 6. And there's one more number to finish this column, which is a 1, and there's one more number to finish this column or this block, whichever way you look at it, and the answer is 5. No, it's not 5, it's 8, sorry. There's one number missing from this row, I think. No, it's not. That's a 6. Okay, and there's one number missing from this row. That's an 8. And the one blocking up here puts 1 into this square, and the one blocking across there puts 1 into that square. The last number for this block or this row is a 9, or this column indeed is a 9. And 9 blocks up there, so we know that's a 9. And the last number here is a 6. So like I say, you can watch the game again if it was too fast, but hopefully that will let you understand the basic principles of Sudoku. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.